Namaskara. I request Sri Jacob Krasta, Chairman of the today's panel discussion, to come on the dais, please. I also request Sri Satyaki Rastogi, General Manager, SIDBI Bengaluru, to come on the dais, please. I request Sri Rajagopalan, MP, Assistant General Manager, SBI, to kindly come on the dais. I also request Sri Sanjit Patil, Regional Head from RXIL, to come on the dais, please. I request Jassi Madam to take over the proceedings of today's function.
Good evening to one and all. After pandemic, we all are again back to this auditorium. But I feel again, still the pandemic is on or not. Even though we have informed, called personally so many of them, and they have not turned. But still, who all are come over here, I thank each one of you. We are here to discuss our problem with the government and also thank the government for the opportunities or the facilities what they have given to us during our pandemic. And our dynamic leader, Mr. I.S. Prasad, have organized many programs regarding this, and many of them have got benefited out of it. And today, I welcome Mr. I.S. Prasad to give the welcome address. Thank you.
Namaskara. Very good afternoon. On behalf of FKCCI, I would like to extend greetings on World MSME Day. All of you know that we have undergone challenges during COVID pandemic. Nonetheless, thanks to Honorable Prime Minister of India and Finance Minister and our Chief Minister of Karnataka and all the Industry Commerce Department for having stood by us during the COVID pandemic. Because Karnataka is the only state where the government has been allowed the industry to function during COVID-1, COVID-2. Thanks to Gunjan Krishna Madam and all the Industry Commerce Department. Respected Srimati Gunjan Krishnan, IAS Commissioner for Industrial Development and Director of Industries, Government of Karnataka. Respected Srimati Satyabhama, IAS, newly taken the charge of Director MSME, Government of Karnataka. Our own past President and Chairman of Panel Discussion, Dr. Jacob Krasta, and the three panelists. All three are very important for our day-to-day MSME functioning and also for the growth. Sri Satyaki Rastogi, General Manager, SIDBI from Bangalore. Sri Rajagopal, an MP, Assistant General Manager from SBA, Bangalore. Sri Sanjit Patil, the Regional Head, Business Development, Receivables Exchange of India Limited, Mumbai. And my colleagues, Senior Vice President, Sri B.V. Gopal Reddy, Ramesh Chandravati, Vice President, past Presidents here, Shanmugam, Janardhan Sir, N.S. Srinivas Murthy, and Ramesh Patil, Phillips, very senior past president here, and again Ramesh Patil from Karnataka Chamber of Commerce Industry, the Chairman of District Coordination Committee, Sugunan Hiramat, and Chairperson Uma Reddy, and my dynamic chairperson for this industry committee is Jessie Lawrence. She is not, I think you should, yeah. And all directors of FKCCI and all MSME. I would like to make few remarks before I extend warm welcome. You have seen the COVID pandemic and you have seen the digital transformation, the way of life, the way of living and the way of doing business. And also MSME been suffered on account of steep increase of raw materials one side and also because of the migration of workers from Karnataka to other places. Thanks to Karnataka government, where have been provided enough number of facilities for the migration of workers, and thanks to Honorable Finance Minister, who has been come out with Atmanirbhar scheme, and bankers also been come out with whatever the best possible. But today I would like to bring to our knowledge, gone are the era where you've been doing the traditional way of doing manufacturing, and today I read the articles, and also I'm going to have the best guest speakers who have been going to talk about the MSME, the way forward digital transformation. They're expecting $500 billion. Let us make use of the benefit of disruptive technologies and the artificial intelligence and again Industry 4.0. I request the Industry Commerce, the Madam Gunjan Krishna Madam, to announce the package for empowerment and enhance the skills and efficiency like a subsidy. If you can make all the MSME, provide them what the requirement of artificial intelligence or Industry 4.4, I'm sure that whatever the government supports for the MSME, in turn, they're going to revive and survive the contribute way of GST. One example which have been placed before you and again the budget of state government, I requested the Honorable Chief Minister to consider to provide the subvention scheme or interest-free loan up to 50,000 crores. How it works, suppose you forego the 8% of interest waiver on 50,000 crores to government for a MSME, your loss is only 4,000 crores. I'm not talking about subsidy. If the same 50,000 crores comes to the MSME for doing business, being a professional, being a president of FKCCI, and a common person can always assure that the 50,000 crores becomes 1 lakh crores turnover. That means the 1 lakh turnover course, 18% average or 15%, the 15,000 crores comes back to the government. I am talking about the business model for the government. No longer the MSME requires any subsidy or grant from government. Is it not possible when Atmanirbhar scheme has come out with the Prime Minister of India giving 5 lakh crore guarantee for the MSME, why not the state government being 2 lakhs 33 crores we are contributing? Can't you earmark the budget? This is the way of thinking forward, the way forward. If really want to support the MSME in Karnataka, which has been contributing 40% for GDP, and I'm sure that only out of 6.6 crores, only 66 lakh crores has been, 66 lakhs only registered in Udayam. I want the madam, because you are very proactive, when I've been interactive, and also the industry policy has been very beneficial. Please urge upon, if the industry has to survive, if the MSME has to survive in Karnataka, to contribute for Nava Karnataka to Nava Bharat, and again make the achieve the dream of vision of our Honorable Chief Minister to achieve 1.25 trillion. It is this MSME can contribute. I'm very happy to inform you that Karnataka has been most compliant state in GST and income tax, which were contributed second highest in the state of India, in the entire India. This is what the MSME can do. I urge upon, I know that you are a policy maker. You have been now bringing investment to Karnataka from all over the world. I'm sure that MSME should require the concerned proactive. We have no hesitation to come, talk to our finance secretary, our principal secretary, or including chief minister, have a delegation. I'll give you assurance the model of 50,000 crores subvention interest scheme of 4% costing 2,000 crores. If it is 8%, it costs about 4,000 crores. I need your benefit for MSME for 2 years. Then you see that we don't require any support from government for survival. So this is the major MSME World Day, which I'm making on behalf of all the members present here, madam. And I know how you are proactive, concerning, and including, recently you have been invited, all the organizations, our PCRA from Hotel Association also been attended, concern for 24/7. That means whatever the exchequer comes, certainly the benefit accrues for the consumers, for the hoteliers, and again the entire trade. If they allow to open 24/7, I'm sure that the GST collection will stop first in the interest country. So this is the second submission which the proactive role played by your department recently. I think PCRA is here. He has been attended the meeting. We are sharing the concerns. Madam, actually we have one district, one product. We are coming with the state level conference. First ever state level conference in the history of 90 years. I think Ramesh Patil from KCA can agree. All the presidents, we have inviting all the 30 district chambers of commerce in 16th and 17th. Our Chief Minister of Karnataka has been consented to inaugurate the conference. I want your presence, and also requested all the SIDB, the Receivable Exchange of India, and we are going to discuss about the e-commerce, and I want to bring to MSME. Recently we have signed the MOU with Amazon. Mind-boggling, I think Rashtra can talk about. It's a 24.2 trillion economy of market share. What they've been offering for the entire trade and industry at Karnataka, thanks to Government of Karnataka, has been engaged MOU. They also signed MOU with FKCCI. They're going to offer free service cost for 2 years and allow every MSME to have the platform to access the global market. So this is what I can, as President of FKCCI, in the year of 75th year of independence, make the vision of Honorable Prime Minister, make the vision of Honorable Chief Minister, and make the absorb the pain of each and every person is here with MSME Day. I would like to assure myself, my entire team of office bearers, and all the members, including the chairperson of industry committee, and all will work for how to make, and recently we had a vendor development, Neyveli Lignite Corporation. request our Honorable Commissioner present here. We have infrastructure supported by Government of Karnataka. If we can able to link with HAL Defense every month, what we can do, madam, we can invite the major procurement, and if they can come here, let there be, I'm not looking at quantity, I'm looking at opportunity. My period, I want to discuss only what opportunities and what more opportunities, how the government can benefit each one of the MSME. There are a lot of opportunities. We are discussing in the state level conference. We structured one district, one product, Invest Karnataka, and also we expect every district president to present the advantages in the districts. Without much taking time, I'm sure that today, World MSME Day, thanks to our Honorable Prime Minister of India. Previously, the other countries, they used to come and wait for the Prime Minister of India to go and receive at the airport. But now, all the Prime Minister of all the countries are coming and waiting to meet the Prime Minister of India. That is the difference. And we are heading to 75th year of independence. Let us make always Karnataka is the best. Karnataka initiatives are the best. And Karnataka government will support the MSME in every walks of life. With this background, I would like to extend warm welcome to our and near the Industry Commerce Commissioner, Srimati Gunjan Krishna, for this MSME Day. Welcome you, madam. So also welcome Srimati Satyabhama, madam, who has been assuming charge as newly Director MSME, but her experience and her concern, when I had a recent discussion with MSME RBI meet, she was noting down so many points. She had been asking so many things from the bankers to help our MSME. Thanks to you, madam, for having come, and welcome you, madam. Apart from land reforms, power reforms, and labor reforms, we need like oxygen 24/7 for our MSME to grow. That is nothing but a financiers. And I have a good friend, Satyaki Rastogi, General Manager, SIDBI, who is going to help you for growing your business. Welcome you, sir. And SBI is one thing which I'd like to mention. And recently I have been addressed 165 the relationship bank managers across Karnataka. They have been assured that they will create an help desk at FKCCI and see that every proposal, what is been required for MSME, they are going to sanction within 48 hours. That is the support which the Chief General Manager has been assured, and also all the 165 regional officers of the bank has committed when I've been addressed for 45 minutes. So this is the positive where people wanted to come and help MSME. And also, all of you know that actually threats, that means you supply goods to all the suppliers, and very interesting when I have initial interaction with them, the rate of interest offering from 4 to 10%. It is for us to listen to them, and this will be moderated by none other than our most experienced person, most experienced successful person in industry, and also he's been very resource person with all the disabled, all the TV channels. None other than our Krashta, the past president, he's been here. So we welcome you, Krashta. And I also extend warm welcome to my chairperson, J.C. Lawrence, who has got a lot of vision for MSME, and Burji sir, who is the co-chairman of. And extend warm welcome to all the past presidents, my directors, chairmen, and participants. So thank you once again. I repeat, madam, that you are very close to our Chief Minister of Karnataka, and also you can now, the Chief Secretary is Vandita Sharma, and our Satyabhama also been all women. Please take it up, this proposal of coming out with sub-insurance scheme for MSME 50,000 crores. We'll be very happy to assist you and assure you that the government gets back 9,000 to 18,000 crores. This is the commitment of FKCCI. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request the dignitaries to light the lamp.
Shubham kurutvam kalyanam arogyam dhanasampadah shatru buddhi vinashaya deepajyotir namostute deepajyotir namostute deepajyotir parabrahma deepajyotir janardanah deepajyotir parabrahma deepajyotir janardanah deepo hartu me papam sandhya deepa namostute o deepa brahma rupasvam jyotisham prabhuravyayah o deepa brahma
Thank you. I request Madam Gunjan Krishna, the chief guest of today's program, to address the gathering.
Namaskara. Mr. Prasad, President of FKCCI, all the office bearers, all the dignitaries on the dais, my colleague Satyabhama, and all the guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here on the World MSME Day. We all know the importance of MSME, particularly in our country. We know that 30% of our GDP comes through MSME. We also know that they contribute around 40 to 50% to our export. They employ around 110 million people. They give employment to. So that's it's an engine of growth for the country. At the same time, MSME has faced its biggest challenge in the recent time, which Mr. Prasad was alluding to. The COVID has hit us very hard, and MSME has really suffered during the lockdown and the consequent loss of clients and loss of business. So there is an ecosystem right now that we are looking at it, that how we can strengthen MSMEs. And that is the priority not only of the Government of India, but also Government of Karnataka. And this is why even our policies, we came out of our industrial policy during the COVID times. And our idea was that how do we strengthen? Now, one thing is that we can give the credit subvention schemes, that we can always forward it to the Government of Karnataka and see. But having said that, we have to work institutionally. We have to ensure that our MSMEs are strong. And for them to be strong, we need to work on the fundamentals. You have to go to the core problems. What are the core problems? Because whenever anybody is supporting, support can be for as much time. They have to learn to grow on their own. In 2019, there was an economic survey. And this was an economic survey done, and where they said that 50% of our MSMEs are so-called dwarf MSMEs. Now, what do we mean by dwarf MSME? Dwarf is somebody who does not grow to their full potential. They have not grown to the full height. And that is because of the lack of nourishment, which happens. Now, we are saying that 50% of our MSME, but their contribution to the gross value addition is only 8%. And their contribution, the employment, is only 10%. So that means the major issue that our SMEs are facing is the issue of dwarfism, and that is basically that they are not able to grow to their full potential. Now, what is it that Government of Karnataka is trying to do that? In our industrial policy, we have ensured, what is the subsidy that we can provide. So 30 to 40% of your value of fixed asset is given to the MSME as a subsidy. So that's the number one that we are trying to work out. We also give you a subsidy because we know power is a very, very important component. So how we can ensure that you get power. So 1%, 1 rupee subsidy, and in those case of SCST, there is a 2 rupee subsidy that is being provided to the SMEs. A very important aspect which Mr. Prasad also spoke about is how we can ensure modernization. During the COVID times, we realized that those who have the digital presence are the ones who suffered lesser compared to those who had no digital presence. So, and also those who have more efficiency and productivity. So modernization, digitization becomes a very, very important aspect. So in our industrial policy, what we have done is any SMEs that is looking at modernizing, we give subsidies for that also. That I should think, our SMEs to take advantage of that. Apart from that, we have for the special section of society, SCP and TSP schemes, where we provide subsidies and where we provide interest-free loans that those are there. Apart from that, for Khadi and Coir and for others, from our VTPC, we ensure that, we provide market access for those SMEs that are into exports. So we take them delegation abroad also. We organize and sponsor them in our trade fairs, not only in India and abroad. But seeing this, we need to again look at it, that what is it that ails SMEs. So according to me, there are, these 6 issues that we need to grapple. And these are the 6 issues that we've been talking for a long time. I In fact, I must thank, all my education in the industry department started when I joined as a director at MSME. And I must thank all of you because all of you were my teachers, because these are the lessons that I took. And it was a learning experience when I went to Pina and saw, what is the condition, being the largest industrial area in the Asia, but we could see, the roads are not there, the drainage is not there, and we tried our might, how we can get more fundings, and now Satyabama is there, we will be working on your greater Pina issues also. But these problems that we are looking at it, and this is where I'm saying that, organization like FKCCI can really work on how we can solve the issue related to access to quality raw material at a good price. See, sometimes you get quality, but the prices are very high. The other day we were discussing with the Tur Dal associations of Gulbarga area. What they find is that when they have to get these procurement, if they are not buying in the bulk, the price is not. SMEs find it very difficult to buy in bulk. So these are the issues that we are looking at it. And this is not an issue only for the agriculture produce. We are looking at this issues related to even, our manufacturing. Because when they are looking at your quality of your good, it depends on the raw material that is coming in. So that's the problem number one. And we're looking for ideas. We were looking at, how we can create a platform. Second is, access to good production technology. Because if the production technology is modern, if it is, using manufacturing 4.0. So in this, what we are trying to do is, we are trying to create a platform. And this is with the, where we are getting all the best who are working in manufacturing 4.0. We are getting them on one platform. And these are the companies who can share with you. So we will do a cluster approach. Say, for example, if we have a textile cluster, an automobile cluster, we can go and study those clusters. We can tell them what are the best practices in manufacturing 4.0. In our industrial policy under modernization, we can give you subsidy. And we can do retrofitting of your machinery. And for those solutions, we can connect you to the suppliers. So idea is that we increase your productivity and efficiency by access to technology. That can be in the production, manufacturing part. It can also be in the part C, productivity also increase if you use good EMS technology. You use technologies so that, you can do your work faster. So that's another thing that we are exploring, a number, if there can be a platform, which I think FKCCI and others can, and Satyabama can work, that, how we can get them on. Because SMEs face simple problems. See, as a big company, I can have my own in-house CA, I can have a lawyer, I can have other things. But when an SME has a problem, they find it very difficult, how will I get my CA to do a small little work? Or a lawyer to give me, advice on something. So for that, again, we need to, FKCCI and government can work together to figure out that how we find solution for these simple problems that we can work together. Similarly, supply chain management, logistics. So logistics becomes a very, very important part. And the other important part of that is the ease of doing business. How ensure the issue that why so many companies remain small is also because of our laws are designed in such a way that if I have number of people more than a certain part, then I have to have so many returns and all. I rather float another company, correct? So we need to again work on that it becomes so easy for you to grow big. So small is beautiful, but big is which gives you productivity. So we all have to go towards the side that how we can grow bigger, both in and how we become more efficient. So logistic, we have coming out with the logistic strategy for government of Karnataka. We are also taking down all the bottlenecks which are there, when you are moving your good from one part of the state to the other part of the state. So we are working on that. We will circulate to you. Also, we will be building the platforms wherein all the warehousing, all the transports, and all of that can be on the same platform so that it becomes easy for you to understand, where the warehouse availability, what is the price. So again, this is something that we are working on. Very, very important aspect is, of course, access to finance. and not to access to finance. We have with us now SIDBI, State Bank of India, all of them are here. And how we can ensure that more and more finances flow and more finances flow to the deserving SMEs. So that's a very, very important aspect. So there are cluster approach. Not only SIDBI is doing their cluster approach program, but Government of Karnataka is doing cluster approach. We are focusing majorly to ensure that there is a toy cluster. Now, there would be a one big company, which will be an anchor company. Underneath that, there would be a lot of SMEs that would be coming up. So be it a toy cluster, we are building a toy structure, we are building a electronic cluster, we are building an electric vehicle cluster, an FMCG cluster in Hubli, Dharwad, that would be basically focusing on the SMEs. So cluster approach will go in a long term to help the SMEs to grow. Now, coming back to the finance, it's very important that we will be holding MSEFCs and ensuring that, the payment to the, so one is finance and one is that whatever you have, put in your money and you have delivered something, you should be able to get back that money in time. And many a times because the bigger guy has more power and you have no choice. So that is something that we've been trying to do in MSEFC. There I feel lately some of the power has got diluted. So I think the recent High Court judgment has diluted the power. So we need to, as FKCCI, you should need to take it up. Because they've said arbitration and conciliation has to be done by the separate organization. It's not something that can be done by us. So we need to consolidate on that because that has been really helping. The other thing is that we also have to take it up that for trades as well. If both buyer and seller are on the platform, then we can do the resolution on the trades program, if I understand it. But if the seller is there and the buyer is not there, you're not able to do it. If it is possible that with the seller only being there and we are able to, get that done, the discounting can happen is something that we have to go forward. Talking about, again, the finances, like we have number of schemes, but we need to ultimately look at it that how from the banks, those can be made available at the lower cost to the SMEs. And for that, we need to have a differential. We need to do the vetting of the SMEs very well. And we need to have more of the credit enhancement schemes. So that is something we have talked about it in our industrial policy. But then the interest rate went way down. So we thought that is not really required. But now again, the interest rates are going up. We will revive it and look at it that how we can work out a credit enhancement plan. The other part is very important is the vendor development, which I'm linking it to cluster development. Like the other day we were at IKEA. So IKEA store opened and such a buzz in Bangalore. Everybody, I think many of you here must have already gone to IKEA. If not, you may be planning one visit. It's nice. It's come up really well. But we need to ensure that most of the products that IKEA or other is actually sourced locally. So we are working closely with them. And along with Satyabhama, we will work on it that how we can do vendor development for each and every big company that are coming. Say, for example, if Exide is coming in lithium-ion battery, then how we can, work on with them to ensure that vendor development. If any other big Foxconn is coming or say Wistron is coming or some other companies are coming, how we can work with them to ensure that, more and more our people. You talked about one district, one product also. Again, we are working one district and one product. This year has been a very good year for Karnataka. We have been number 1 in the foreign direct investment and also number 2 in the total exports. And our exports in the merchandise, we are always on the 4th position. We are still on the 4th position. But we have reached the record 25 billion, which was never the case. We are basically known for our IT and IT services. So now we are trying to take a very focused approach to the development of exports. We will start with 5 products because, taking every district, we will work on that. But we need to identify which are the 5 real products which has got potential in the market abroad and just work on it, the entire supply chain. So that is something that is on top of our agenda, and that we are working. We are creating a common cell. So we are working closely with the Chief Secretary and the Development Commissioner, because that requires a lot of convergence from the different departments are involved. So we are again working on that. So what I want to say in MSMEs is like, you guys are taking a lot of burden. There is, of the growth of the nation, and you are working very hard. Government is definitely there to support, but at the end of the day, we need to create institutions that will strengthen you from the roots, from the foundation level. That is something that we all, FKCCI, should be working with us for doing that. And government is committed. We are also, I would like to take this opportunity to invite you all to the Global Investors Meet. On November 2nd to 4th, we will be having Invest Karnataka 2022, the Global Investors Meet. We will be also holding road shows in the division headquarters all over Karnataka. So we invite you to participate there. Please give us ideas how we can, leverage Invest Karnataka for the growth of SMEs. So that is something that I leave it open to you. There's certain things we are having a startup challenge, and we will be calling up, product startups, because most of the time the emphasis is on the IT and IT services. Here we are looking at how product companies, or those companies which are helping, say, in logistics or in the other thing to aid manufacturing, are the companies that we are looking at, startups that we are looking at promoting during these times. So we will be starting with the startup challenge also. And we are making it in such a way that different aspects, say for example, our SMEs handloom industry. So that will get major importance. Not only we'll be holding an exhibitions, so those exhibitions can be similarly tourism and the hotel industries. We will be holding these tourist circuits, we will be creating before and after the Invest Karnataka. So those people who are coming can go those to that. Similarly, for the food industry, we will be having these, food tasting and the other to showcase our. So these are the programs that it's not just focused on the investments, though it is definitely, that's the important thing, but we want to include all the businesses and all the aspect of the economy of Karnataka and Bangalore in particular, to ensure that they participate. So we will be having exhibitions and other stuff also going around along with the SME. So this is in a nutshell what I wanted to say. Thanks a lot for inviting me, and wishing you all the very best. And I will always endeavor to do my best for the SMEs. Thank you.
Thank you, madam, for having come and also assured us. One more thing which, again, I want to stress about that sub-invention scheme. You promise CM, we promise the state. See, the day is for, I attended the economic conference. The day is not close to the ideas. You ask for ideas. We'll work out, even let it be 20,000 crores sub-invention scheme. You just see 1 year how it comes, then you can enhance to 50,000. We're not asking any charity. You're just giving a guarantee and just paying 4% interest to the banks. I think this should be the put up. That is the assurance I need on MSME World Day. All of you agree? And the second thing is vendor development. I'm very happy. I think we can have every month the big vendors we can work out. That will be going. So thank you for all the assurance. I'm sure that you can always make influence among the policymakers to see that our MSME will get immense benefit. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, sir. I request Madam Satyabama to give the delivery.
So happy MSME Day to all of you. This is the day I understood to recognize your honor, whatever trouble you had undergone. So this is the day of recognition. You have to recognize yourself that you have done so much trouble you have taken to build these micro, small and medium enterprises. So MSMEs, I have learned, they are the backbone of our country's economy. And even not only our countries, even world economy, they are the backbone of the world economy. So on this occasion, this much from my side. We are here to back you up in all your whatever endeavors. So thank you, one and all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. Now we have open for the panel discussion. Yeah.
Satyabhama madam has made a very small, simple and the unlimited aparimita. That means you said government through MSME director, backbone for all the MSME, they are the backbone for the economy. Correct, madam? Thank you. Thank you.
Request Prasad sir to felicitate Madam Gunjan Krishna.